Hey kids, how we doing? How we doing? We are ladder climbing, the rating ladder. I have to refresh this page. We're rated 1158. We're going to do another 15 plus 10 against another breakthrough level. Player, opponent is rated 1142. And we play normal stuff. Might go Göring now. Let's go Göring. He should really take the pawn. 1142 from Poland by the look of it. XZACCX. Don't know. Doesn't look like Polish to me. Okay, and he already is having a jolly good think. Okay, do we offer the second pawn now? Let's offer the second pawn. I think the normal Göring Gambit is to recapture with the knight. But I've been playing this move, I've been playing this, ooh, not that move, that's not even legal, that move. Bishop out here. Or you've got knight takes. I don't know which is best, but I kind of enjoy this queen b3 thing. Now that, I think, is a good move. Okay, so we have tension between these two pawns. If I take here, the queen may come out. I can develop my bishop. I can allow him to take this pawn. I've already given up one pawn. It would make sense, though, to capture this. I don't know. Let's. Well, I've got bishop d3. Then if he takes, I take with the bishop. Two attackers. I don't know what's best to do. This is a unusual situation. I also have e5. The thing I like about e5 is it prevents knight f6. But it's another pawn move. I think I would rather develop. So I am going to play bishop d3. Might not be best. Don't matter, we're chessing. Takes, maybe takes. Not takes. Queen b3. Might have a bishop on here. Okay. I'm going to recapture. Obviously, it's a fork. Let's sneeze now. Excuse me, but at least, right. I've got two pieces out on the board. I've given up a pawn. I've got two pieces developed, and I'm ready to castle. The same cannot be said for my opponent. Okay, now he brings out his knight. Fair enough. That's kind of begging for bishop g5 with pin A. Alternatively, I could even trade this knight. Double his pawns on the c file. But all other things being equal, I can also pin there. Actually, that's not a bad idea. But right now, that is attacked, so I'm going to develop. Developing is good. I can also recapture my pawn at any time. Got three attackers on d4, two defenders. Okay. I think I'll still bait him into taking here. I get free development in that case, so I'm going to just castle now. Hang on. He attacks, I take. Queen takes. No, I can't do that right now. I need to resolve this issue. Queen c2, queen d3 defense. You take, I take, attacking the queen, you recapture. I still lose a piece, I think. There, equal. I have to recapture the knight and I can't. If I go here, takes, I can't take because my queen is undefended. So I've got to do something else now with this bishop. And I'm very tempted to take that knight. Take that knight, mess up his pawns. Or I could just like drop him back, looking at this corner. So then you've got three proper pawn islands, because that would be completely open file, and so will that. Also, could it be a target for the queen? Takes, queen a4. Probably just do this. So let us drop the bishop back. One minute 35 it took me to figure that one out. Clearly not firing on all cylinders yet. Apologies to anyone who's sitting needing the toilet. Okay. Right, let's take with the knight. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces out on the board, and I'm ready to castle. Opponent is not far behind now after these shenanigans, because he is now also ready to castle. There he goes, and he gets in first. We have some tension between the queens. I might castle myself, I think. So what have we achieved? Not a lot, actually. I've got myself into the middle game, a pawn down. And what have I got to show for it? A slight development lead. The slightest lead. Oh, I think I should castle. The only question is, how would I feel if my opponent traded queens? Well, I would recapture with one of my rooks. I would own the open file. And that's some slight advantage, but not enough really to account for the pawn. Well, let's castle anyway. There we go. Trade ski. Okay. Now nobody really wants to be the one to take. I mean, if I take that bishop is defended again. Let's just say I take in. Oh, he's got knight takes or bishop takes. All a bit confusing. Then I do this. He has to bring his bishop out. I think he just wants to simplify, and I don't think I want to allow it. We're going to have to find something else in this game. Okay, well that's a weakening, isn't it? I could come straight here and target this pawn. Notice this bishop is defended only by that knight. The pressing issue is this. And that actually drops the pawn. And the move comes with tempo. So let's say he comes and attacks me. I could come back here, defending this knight. I think I have to recapture the pawn. If he takes, yes, I've got split up pawns on A and C, but I've won my pawn back. I think my bishop has a nice home on B3 as well there. Lined up against the king, pinning this pawn here. What are you going to do with your rook? You can't go there, 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 or there, or there. Okay. Now here, and the knight must recapture. That then hits my bishop. Okay, this knight's pinned, I can't really move it. But if I trade bishops, it's not sorry, trade rooks, it's not pinned anymore. There, he takes backwards. My knight comes in. I'm starting to feel a little bit better about myself. Or here. Now let's do this. It feels kind of clean. Right, knight takes. Now I can hit the bishop. Do I want to? What else have I got around here? It's not going to be easy. That is a very meaningful threat, of course. No, he just takes my bishop. It's not a meaningful threat at all. My bishop is under attack. Here, we could have knight takes bishop. That's a square. Do I just come all the way back home? Can't go here. Or do I allow the trade? I mean, I could come here, hit his bishop. If knight takes, takes, I'm hitting the rook. Rook goes to b8. Do I want to keep the bishop? I think I want to keep the bishop pair. So I'm going to rewind all the way back here. Yeah. Just felt like on g3. Yes, it is defended. I don't know. I don't know about any of my moves really. If you want to trade off, that's fine. My bishop's definitely going to come to b3 at some point. I'm going to try and exploit this pin somehow. But all the minor pieces are still on the board. I've got a couple of rooks off. I can just tickle the bishop, I think. I guess it's actually defended by my knight, but he could remove the knight. Takes, takes, I lose the pawn, you see. So let's do this. Let's put the question to the bishop. Okay, and now we have the bishop pair. Alright, so we have two bishops. This is good because in the endgame, which is technically what we're in now, our bishops can between them access every square on the board, as can a knight. One bishop on its own is confined to 32 squares. Okay, do I go here? Target this pawn. It's an open file. There are three of them. Two of them are on light square, so there's an argument to say that rook e1 is the way to go. I mean, this is no threat at all. He's just going to push. So I'm going to play rook e1. Keep my rook on a dark square. My king can't access this square right now. In there and takes, takes. I put my pawn on a completely unopposed path. It's a completely passed pawn. Labrador's excited for some reason. Don't know what that was. I think black has played well so far. Okay, knight is coming into the position. This forces something to happen. There. If I'm allowed to take there, I split up his pawns, like mine. There, if I'm allowed to take the bishop, it's probably good. If he takes me, we simplify. What's his idea? Does he want to come after this pawn, maybe? This at some point would be nice to play, especially if I can get more pressure on that pawn, which I can't right now. And also I was going to play bishop b3, that's no longer really on. Just reconsidering this again. The dogs are all really excited. They think somebody's going to take them for a walk, and they are, but not yet. Let's try it. Can't be taking a minute and a bit for every move now. Opponent's still on 13 minutes. That's the threat. I mean, I could take back with the rook, but while my king is still stuck in the corner, I don't want to be starting to push pawns unless I have to. So, do we recapture with the bishop? I think we just recapture with the bishop. Pressurises this knight. That would really mess up. Okay. Oh, interesting. So now I can't take the knight because I get checkmated. Haha. So I actually have to defend the bishop, and I can't do this. So I'm going to do this move. Also gives my king the f2 square. If he tries to undermine my pawns, for example. The king f2 is not a bad move at all. And we are in a bishop pair versus bishop and knight ending, which could be interesting. Bishop's now defended, my rook is free to move around the cabin. And he comes after this, which is actually defended. And he comes after this, which is actually defended. So I'm going to play this move. And now, I think I just drop back, yeah? Or do I up the ante with this? You take bishop, I take rook outright. Here, you can't take the bishop. Rook's under attack. Is there any point in that? Maybe. Come on. And it's taking 2 squares away from the king as well. He has weakened his light squares, hasn't he? Okay. This puts more pressure on. We might have an exchange there now, but the key thing is that I think I just come back here. The bishop might end up there. Come back there. We might have ourselves a trade of rooks. There's not much I can really do about that. Pre-move the recapture as well. Okay. Oh! That I missed. Okay. Alright, you are attacking my bishop and you're attacking this pawn, so the only move is this. Now, we get a demonstration of can we take advantage of having the bishop pair. We are attacking 2 pawns, which I've only just noticed. Okay, he's defended both. Alright, let's put my pawn on the dark square and attack the knight. That's one idea. I want to keep my pawn on that dark square there. That's fine. The other thing is I could... I want to bring the king in, but I think this move is fine. He can come in there. That attacks my bishop. Actually. Okay, he's attacked my bishop the other way. If he takes here, I think I'm alright with that. So I think it's now time to activate the king. Yeah. If he takes here, my pawn takes, I have a completely passed pawn. Right, and then my job is going to be to try and shepherd that pawn up the board. He does seem to have a proclivity for trading material off. There we go again. Now, same coloured bishop situation, I'm a pawn down. However, I have this passed pawn. That is the material fact point. can push once, maybe then centralise the old king. I think the more I can push this pawn, the more uncomfortable it's going to make my opponent. Push the king. Okay, let's come here and block off all these pawns. Now no one can move. Defending. He is playing very solidly, has to be said. Okay, I'm not going to move that. I'm going to play this, I think. Okay, if he steps forward, we take. This is all fine. And my bishop's going to be guarding the promotion square. I can go there. I think. Okay, that's fine. Okay, I still have to defend this. But I guess I could do this, actually. Still defends it, and I'm threatening to take the pawn, but then he takes. I'm not sure. No, I don't. The thing is, if I capture with the bishop out promotion, he's going to win this pawn anyway, and he's got this active king. But there and takes is actually a fork, so I can't save the bishop. And then my king is going to be offside. That's my concern. If I bring my king back hit this way, and he goes there, bishop takes. Bishop takes, okay. So I don't want my king to be off this far away from these key pawns. Alright. I go there. If he takes, I've just been outplayed in this game. Right, let's break this down. If I move over here, for example, he just takes and tries to get my bishop off the board. I can't have that. But if I don't trade, he's going to try and control the promotion square. He's one pawn up now. He could go 2 pawns up. This is the problem, if he captures this. So if I go here, he promotes, I take. I think that's all we can do. But if I go here and he takes, I have to drop the bishop back, and I'm just down 2 pawns. So I'm going to resign to the fact that I'm going to be defending against the pawn majority on the king side there. No, this is a terrible situation. If bishop takes... No, he can't take there. I take and just win the bishop. He can't take there. But what he's going to do is try and promote, and this. There we go. Now he gets the pawn. But now, is it that? Something like that? I want to get my king in there. I don't know about this situation. Let's put the bishop there. Now, all the pawns are protected. I think this might be drawish. He can't push that pawn. I'm going to offer a draw. Declined. And he's made his moves incredibly quickly as well. couple in 30s, few in the 20s, but mainly less than 10 seconds. That's a 32-second think. Okay, let's come over. If I take king takes, I can't get in. That's my problem. If he takes me, take back. Okay, now he can't do this, so keeping his king away. There's only one way to defend this pawn, which is to go there. Okay, and now am I in Zugzwang? If I go here, he comes in, and then I've lost my position. If I come here, he could go there. There takes, and I can't allow that. Here, he goes here. No, I have to come back. Okay, I want to take out this pawn if I can. I think I can defend against the edge pawn. I want to stay in front of the pawn. If I can. Now I have to remember how this works. He should just come forward, I think. Now I take opposition in front of the pawn. I think I can I hold this? He pushes. Yeah. I think this is now a draw. Move in front of the pawn. Now his king can't come to these squares, okay? Stay in front of the pawn. And now this is 100% draw. Stay in front of the pawn. If not in front of the pawn, take opposition with the king. Opposition is when you're two squares apart in a straight line. This is a draw. There we go. Wow. Well, I was very impressed at what came from black in that game, rated 1142. I'm going to do an analysis anonymously. So I just want the moves, and I'll see you on the analysis board. Okay, here we are. Let's put this in. Take off the elos. See what happens. That was really accurate from 1150. Wouldn't be surprised if it's 80s. Yeah, there we go, look. Wow. Absolutely even up to this point where I lose and then get it all back in the ending. So I think there's a couple of points here. First of all, let's just start with the opening. Göring declined, book move. And that's good. Take and bring the queen out, and we are equal. Okay. It's just really, really tight play. Not from me. I toyed with that so many times. Then I actually have this pawn as well, don't I? Yeah. Okay. Best still trade-off. Come on, Andy. Excellent. Okay. And we are just getting ourselves into this middle game. H6 was best there, look. And some mistakes here from black. But then if takes, don't lose the pawn. I can actually trap the bishop in there, so he can't really take. Yeah, and then the rook comes and cleans up. Is there a better move there? Not even defending the bishop. Oh, 0.03 of a pawn, forget about it. Like, that just felt good, that move. So I did attack the pawn, but in a way that he could defend here. Okay, and now it should be drawish. Apart from, I now threw myself into the middle of the board, and that was a mistake. Who'd have known? Activating my king, centralizing my king. Okay, he does this, and it's now -3. Pushing the pawn is okay. But black basically loses this ending. And this was a really, really interesting position now. So let's see how black lost it. I think that's the key thing. Huh. Wowzers. Pushing. Here he lost it. So is it this? If he takes, my bishop has to stay on this diagonal looking at that. So the promotion lost it. So what he should have done is attacked that pawn. Huh? Let's go back, let's look at the... Okay, so bishop c8, looking at that pawn. Or bishop takes d5. Yeah. This is what I expected. Bishop takes d5 and I'm just dead. I'm dead in the water. What can I do? I have to go here. And then it's -5, so black is all over me. The promotion just didn't work because I snatched the queen, he does this, and this is now a drawn position. So it's like the threat of promoting there was much worse than the execution, you know, especially when it can just be snatched straight off. He needed to put more pressure on elsewhere. So what you can do from this position as well is go, for example, practice versus computer, you know, and see what you should have done. Okay, so here he goes. And let's say I just come in here now. And, okay. And now I have to give up my bishop, you see, because his bishop can control. That's great, and once my bishop's gone, it's all game over. There you go. So it's just easy little way just to help understand why X was better than Y. So fascinating stuff. So have we checked the accuracy? Both accuracies were in 88.5 and 89. That is a quality game to go over like 40 moves. 40, 50, wait on 68 moves. Both of us played an excellent middle game and a very good end game. And both 20-50. Well, well, well. That was not an 1150 performance from either of us. But it was an enjoyable game, and I hope it was instructive, and I hope you enjoyed watching it. It's a bit tense for me. Could very, very easily have lost that. And then, of course, you have to know what to do in this position. Okay? Now, I think what he needed to do was go here, isn't it, at this point? Yeah. Oh, no, he goes, yeah, opposite side, and then you try and... Hang on, is king here just as good? Yeah. So this is completely winning situation, right? So let's see how he lost it here. No, he basically... Okay, so this is his mistake. He's moving the pawn up too quickly, and now he's got no more pawn moves. What that means is that when I move my king, he can only move his king. He hasn't got a move to burn. So he's in opposition with me. I've moved into opposition, 2 squares apart. Okay? And now he has to move away. And when he does, I take opposition. I take opposition. I take opposition. He moves the pawn forward, don't matter. Move in front of the pawn. Stay in front of the pawn. Goes here. Pawn. Pawn. Opposition. Right? Because I can't stay in front of the pawn. I have to move, and that square is covered. Opposition. Don't matter. In front of the pawn. And there we go. Right? So it looks like nothing at all. So this guy definitely was not getting help. I mean, this is an absolute game losing thing. So yeah, the trick is you just have to move to one side. I like to do this knight's move away from the king. Okay. Let's say he goes in front of the pawn. Now you can push f5. Right. Let's say I go here. F4 is playable. Yeah, it's a forced mate. There's nothing white can do now. And that's now a draw. Oh yeah, same position. Yeah, because I go king g1. So here, he takes opposition from me. Whichever way I go, he comes like that, and now the pawn can't be stopped. Even king g3 is saying. Yeah. So you gotta know these king pawn endings. I mean, that by rights, black should have won that game because he had a winning position, and this is just a technicality. The fact that I've studied this and he probably hasn't, and made all the difference. So anyway, we have a draw. We have a draw, and we'll be back again tomorrow to see if we can keep climbing. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.